Out now, it's Eckersley.
To the far post, and there's the header, and there's the goal for Diakate. Getting his head on that one, guiding it into the bottom corner, and the Eddies are up 2-1.
Welcome to the FC Edmonton pregame show. I'm Corey Chillabak. Well, in a little less than 30 minutes, the Eddies will face off against the New York Cosmos, arguably the top team in the NASL. But before we get down to the action, I had a chance to catch up with some of the Eddies players.
Yeah, so it was tough to miss the game, but so it's a red card. So I watched the game but on the TV. So I was upset. So I was sad too, to let down the team, go to play. But tomorrow, we have a big game waiting. So we just need to stay focused and then to be positive. They will be prepare to come and get the result. So we just need to be ready and then to give more, and then to go for the win. Yeah, I'm feeling comfortable. And then day by day, so I keep working to stay in this shape, to stay constant. If I can work more harder to get even my level more up, so I will do it.
We're just doing exactly what we do as normal. We analyse our own performance. We analyse the opposition and try and put it into practice. And as you've seen today, the boys are all up for it for tomorrow night. And with 2 home games, and we can beat anyone in the league at home. You have to work for the greater cause, and the greater cause is the team to win games, and that's what every player has to do. And if we manage to keep doing that, then good things should come by the end of the season.
The New York Cosmos are currently second place in the NASL. A win today versus FC Edmonton would secure their spot atop the NASL.
First of all, we know that these games are always difficult against Edmonton here. We had a busy schedule this month. We are coming just from Tampa, so we flew directly from Tampa to Edmonton. So the guys are prepared. We've been working to prepare the team for this match, a very important match, as you mentioned. Winning the 3 points or earning the 3 points will put us in a very good situation. But Edmonton is always a tough team. It's difficult to score goals on them. They're always very compact. They want to, they're going to give us a lot of challenge. But for us, it's a huge game, and we come prepared. The team is eager to step on the field tomorrow and try to get the 3 points. Yeah, we acknowledge the fact that they've been very steady in the back, and hopefully the things that we're working on with the team, they're going to help us to be able to find success, to find the net, in order to be able to win the game. I think it's great. I think it's very competitive. It shows that every game is difficult, and that's why there's a group of teams on top of the table. So I think it's a good thing for the league, and we hope that we stay on top and continue to with the success that we have had so far. So it's been good, and I think it's a very competitive season so far with all the teams that are on top.
Just playing a couple days ago, it's really about the recovery process and making sure we're taking care of ourselves, sleeping correctly, eating correctly, staying hydrated, and then making sure when we step on the field, we're trying to play our game and kind of dictate control of the match. Yeah, he's been doing a very good job, but again, it kind of comes to us and making sure that on the offensive end, we're really attacking well, kind of getting a lot of guys in the box, creating a lot of havoc on that side, and then just playing our game.
Please stay with us, because when we come back, it's another edition of Footy Fundamentals with FC Edmonton head coach Colin Miller, as well as we'll take a look back at the NASL Plays of the Week.
Penalty area. Got it back to Legend. Well, there's the strike, and there's the goal for FC Edmonton.
little bit more of a challenge. Darnell King, a long throw. Ball's going to bounce down. It's free in the box. Bicycle kick! Goal! Rowdies! What a play! What a shot! And it's 1-0 Rowdies!
In today's exercise, what we're going to show you is a combination of dribbling with the ball, taking the ball from those dribbling cones and taking a shot on goal. When we're looking at a longer, more powerful strike, we will use the big bone on the top of our foot to strike through the lower middle part of the ball, so looking for power. Your head is down, you're focused solely on the ball, knee over the ball, body weight over the ball, and strike through and make sure we follow through. If you miss the goal, does that mean you're a bad player? Absolutely not. The key coaching points is to make sure that we hit the target being the goal. The guys have asked me now to demonstrate this first shot. So we're dribbling in. Try and follow that, FC Edmonton Academy. The next demonstration that we're going to see, and with the players as well, are how to bend the ball using your instep. What we're looking at now is not necessarily power, although it can be hit with power, the ball, but we're trying to see, rather than blasting the ball past the goalkeeper, can we actually try to pass it by the goalkeeper? If you continue to practice, you can get good at this. Don't just favour the stronger foot, use both feet. So we'll see how we go. It was a real hard act to follow with the head coach's demonstration with the first one. Can he do it again? Nobody has laughed so far, and my hamstring is still in check. So there. So it wasn't necessarily power, although you can combine both if you have the proper technique with lots of practice. We're not stopping you from using power when you shoot, but a different aspect of the game is, can you bend it past the goalkeeper? So in and around the goal, can you hit the target? That's the key point of shooting, is hitting the target.
All right, it's that time in the show where we throw it over to the other side of the pitch and join Gareth Hampshire and Steve Sandor. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Corey. Gorgeous night in Edmonton for a game of football tonight, and it doesn't get any bigger than the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League for FC Edmonton. Remember the last time the Cosmos were here, the Eddies were victorious, and tonight shooting for a 7th consecutive home victory. Clark Stadium becoming a bit of a fortress. Teams not enjoying playing here against FC Edmonton so far this season, so it could be 7 in a row tonight. Good evening, I'm Gareth Hampshire alongside Steve Sandor. They play New York tonight, Carolina on Sunday, and in the playoff race, these are the games that they'd want to be playing in this stage of the
It's
season.
just a huge sequence of games here at home. 6 possible points on the table for a team that's in the thick of the playoff race. So it's a massive game tonight, not just because the Cosmos are here, but because of how important it is in the table.
Let's bring in Eddie's coach, Colin Miller. Colin, thanks for joining us. Now, just let's begin with that home record. Shooting for 7 in a row tonight. What's made you so successful here at home?
I think the attention to detail defensively, Gareth, we've been very difficult to break down. The shots, for the most part, have come from distance that Matt has had to deal with, Matt Van Ockel. Having said that, he's played very well. But the players recognise we train on this surface for the most part when the City of Edmonton allow us to train here. But we're on here just about every day, and we work hard in training every day, and that transfers into our NASL games. So there's no surprise the players are familiar with their surroundings, which I think is important. And the players were working hard enough to get the 3 points here at home. We haven't played well in every game, but we've been hard to break down, and by giving us a bit of stability, it's given us something to move forward with, and touch wood, that continues tonight.
And I saw you just having a smile and shaking hands with the New York coach, but you know when it gets underway, he's going to want to try and get one over you tonight. Last time you beat them, of course, and you've had a good record against them. When they're going to be so determined to try and overturn you, Colin, what's the strategy to try and beat them again?
Well, we have to be well organised defensively. This is the best team in our league. We recognise that. They're the champions from last season. We know we'll have to be at our best defensively, but we believe here tonight, the Cosmos have made a few changes from the game they played against Tampa Bay on Saturday night. Whether that's tactical, resting players, or a squad rotation, where that remains to be seen. But we've got a bit of continuity, but we've also had some changes. Albert Watson and Pat Diakite comes back into the team. Sean Nicolau moves to right fullback. Seni Naasi comes back into the team. But we've given Tomi Amiobi a bit of a rest up front. Daryl Fordyce, who is the best finisher at our club, hopefully he will prove that tonight again. And he gets up to play as a striker tonight, which is where he's preferred. And Dustin Korea slides into the middle of the park, and he caused the Cosmos a few problems here last time. He played a ball through to Jason Plumoff, who's no longer with us. But that sort of quality we'll be looking for here tonight. And if we can do that, we've given ourselves a real chance, because we know that as soon as we step across the yellow line, there's a job of work to be done. If we don't do that work, then we'll struggle against the Cosmos. But if we're up for the challenge here tonight, we're right in the mix. The team talk, very quickly, the team talk was about looking up the way, not what's going on round about us. We've got to look up. Can we continue to worry about what's above us rather than what's around us? And if we do that, we'll be fine.
Great. Good luck tonight, Colin.
Thank you.
Coach Colin Miller joining us on the pitch, giving us the inside story. His team back in action after a very close game on the road. Let's look back on the highlights from the game from Indy.
Was a close game there. We see Dylan Mayers and Greg Janicki, the former Whitecap, gets his head on it. Free kick early in the game. FC Edmonton played that game without both their starting center backs. Jake Keegan blasting just over. And there, that was Eamon Zayed. A great save by Matt Van Oekel, who turned another great game. And here, in the death, Matt Van Oekel with the header that's cleared off the line by Brad Ring. That was the last kick of the game. Would have been a fantastic finish had Matt Van Oekel scored the tying goal.
Got up really well for that header, didn't he? What an effort that was. No surprise that Matt Van Oekel is the road warrior for FC Edmonton.
And he's on the NASL Team of the Week again this week, despite the fact that the Eddies lost that game. We see the save here. That ball was swerving away from him. And again here, oh so close, and we see it cleared off. But Van Oekel did so well to get there. Don't know if the keeper would have got there or not, but still a great effort late in the game to try to tie the game for the Eddies.
Matt Van Oekel, the road warrior, brought to you by Jet Set Airport Parking, and has been a key part of FC Edmonton's season. No question about that. Really confident and solid in between the sticks, and he's a big reason why the Eddies are where they are in the league standings. Things looking good in this playoff race for Edmonton, and you can see there they are. That's the fall standings, just a couple of points off top spot and 3 behind the New York Cosmos. And when you look at the combined standings, you can see that FC Edmonton right in the race, and a victory tonight would do them no harm at all.
Yeah, and you have to look at the games played too. They have a game in hand on a lot of the teams that they're going to use tonight, so it gives them a chance to get right up there, 1 point behind the Indy 11 and 1 point behind the Cosmos if they win tonight.
These are often great games between the Eddies and the New York Cosmos. Let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight with Steve.
Well, the first thing that we have to talk about is that the center of the defense is back. Albert Watson back from Northern Ireland. His father passed away. He had to go back, be with his family for a week. And he's back now in the center of the defense. He missed Saturday's game. And Pat Diakite back from suspension after getting a rather silly red card against the Ottawa Fury. And he missed the game against the 11. So those two being back will be key. Second key has got to be the counter service. The Eddies have got to hit them on the counter, which is exactly what they did when they beat the Cosmos 2-1 here earlier in the year. Colin Miller talked a bit about that goal that Jason Plumoff scored, set up by Dustin Korea. Cosmos had a lot of the ball, but the Eddies were able to hit them quickly and on the counter, and I think they'll look to do that again today. And the final key has got to be New York's shell shock. New York was up 2-0 on the Tampa Bay Rowdies until the 85th minute, and then the Rowdies came back. So New York had a game that they thought was in the bag, and then 2 late goals, a late penalty after that scrappy goal by the Rowdies to make it 2-1. So a real comeback. And, when you surrender a 2-0 lead, after the 80th minute, it hurts extra much. So that could be a factor, and maybe the Cosmos a little bit sluggish after that.
FC Edmonton hoping to jump on them probably early then with that lineup with Daryl Fordyce playing up front. Let's take a look at the injury report now for the Eddies.
This is Christian Rodales, still the groin problem. Goal dates back to Jacksonville in the spring season. Marco Leksic has been out with a groin problem as well. One other bit of news, Pedro Galvão, the Portuguese-American midfielder they signed, has been cleared to play. They're still waiting on Canadian midfielder Ben Fisk. They're waiting on clearance from the Spanish Federation, where he was playing before.
But tonight, a pretty familiar lineup for the Eddies. We all know the players that they're going with against the New York Cosmos, and these are often really good games to watch. Let's hope for that one tonight. It's FC Edmonton against the New York Cosmos, and the kickoff is coming up next.
FC Edmonton Soccer, starting now on City. Brought to you by City, the Fath Group, High Signs, and Earthwater.
Heads it into the back of the net. He's onside. Beautifully finished. A clinical strike. Far post, and there's the header, and there's the goal for Diakate. Getting his head on that one, and the Eddies are up 2-1.
Star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patron love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on
Good atmosphere inside Clark Stadium tonight for the visit of the New York Cosmos. FC Edmonton in the heat of the playoff race. 2 home games within the space of a couple of days. Back here against Carolina on Sunday. Colin Miller going with an attacking lineup tonight. Daryl Fordyce, the lone striker for the Eddies. Tomi Amiobi is dropped. So it goes like this. Van Oekel in goal. Nicklaw and Eckersley, the fullbacks. Diakite and Watson, the central defensive partnership, restored back tonight. Both of them missed the last game. Nyasi and Keegan will be playing wide on either flank, with Ledgerwood, Shome and Correa in the middle of the park, and Fordyce on his own up front for FC Edmonton. Colin Miller describing him as the best finisher at the club for the Eddies. For New York, a couple of danger men in their team. Johandri Orozco played a blinder here the last game. He's back in the team. It's Mauer in goal, Mulligan at right back, Iosi on the left. The captain, Carlos Mendez, in the middle of the defense alongside Hunter Freeman. Zatella in the holding midfield role. And then the big guns, Guenzati and Orozco on either flank. Orozco, the Venezuelan international, as is Juan Arango. 127 caps for Venezuela. Very dangerous player. Ruben Bova in there as well, with Yasmani Duke, the Bolivian international, wearing the number 7 up front for the New York Cosmos.
Happy to report that unlike the last time these two teams met, they are wearing different colored socks.
Yeah, that became a bit of a controversy.
Yeah, they both came out wearing white socks, and the referee was having none of it until there was a discussion between the coach and coaches, and there was delay for several minutes.
Goalie matchups, Jimmy Mauer in goal for the New York Cosmos. We've seen him play here and played very well many times for New York. And Matt Van Oekel having possibly his best season yet for the Eddies.
Yeah, he is. And if you would have seen it in the opening highlights that we had, he almost scored on Saturday against Indy. He had a header on goal in the last basically kick of the game as the Eddies were trying to scramble back and get the equalizer. He came up for the corner, got his head to it, and it was cleared off the line. So would have been something special if Matt Van Oekel also would have found the score sheet as well.
Very, very close to doing it, and not a bad last-minute throw of the dice by Matt Van Oekel to get up there. Strong physical presence, but he really leapt well. Rose like a salmon, and got that header on target. Wasn't a bad effort at all. He's back in goal tonight for FC Edmonton. The Eddies about to kick us off, aiming to the goal to our left. Edmonton in the traditional home colors of blue, and New York all in white tonight, including the socks. It's going to be Dustin Correa and Shamit Shome, the young Edmonton player, to get us underway. Correa playing in the middle of midfield tonight, and immediately takes a bit of a burst forward there, and gets muscled out of it very quickly by Ruben Bova for New York. Bova, though, dispossessed very quickly. Lapse in concentration by him, and an early strike for Daryl Fordyce. Probably didn't expect to get that opportunity, and he hooks it wide.
Yeah, a little bit of lax play by the Cosmos to start the game, and I talked about the Eddies wanting to jump on them early. Cosmos, a team that was a little bit shell-shocked possibly from Saturday in Tampa, giving up those 2 late goals. So
Daryl Fordyce probably would like that one back. Just dragged it a little bit. Not his best effort, but came very early on in the game. The other end, New York trying to get into a rhythm here. Put on a bit of a clinic the last time they were here, but ended up on the losing team, and FC Edmonton just hung in there, and then caught and called a couple of times. Back pass by Albert Watson there, playing after the death of his father, and Van Oekel driving that one forward, headed back to the New York goalkeeper, Jimmy Mauer, who rolls it out very quickly. And it's Hunter Freeman bringing that ball out of defense. Here's Arango. He'll try and get on the ball and dictate play for New York. There it's Jake Keegan. He's a New York boy, and he makes an early tackle on Mulligan, who'll be wanting to do well against his hometown club. Arango there with a long ball forward up the left-hand side. The flag is up, and that was before Orozco could get in behind the back. And we know all about Johandre Orozco. He caused all sorts of problems, especially in the first half of the last game.
Yeah, and really he could have had a few goals. Matt Van Oekel had a very, very good game. One of the many he's had this year. And as you said, like, New York did put on quite a clinic in terms of possession of the ball and doing some good things with it. But the Eddies caught him on the counter a couple times and got the win because they were able to stretch New York a few times and take advantage. I think that's going to be what the Eddies will try to do tonight as well. I expect to see New York have a lot of the ball.
Daryl Fordyce flicking on a header. It was Keegan chasing after it. He couldn't get there, but it's won back by Shome. It's a good promising start by Edmonton. Shome trying to thread it in behind the fullback, but that was really well read by Iozi with Nyasi trying to sneak in just behind him there.
It needs to be said, too, that on Saturday against Indy, Shome might have had his best game as an Eddie, the teenager.
He's really been impressing Colin Miller and getting a good run in the team and going about his business really well. Here's Eckersley getting his first touch of the ball, just clips one in field for Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood to Shome, and Shome just turning it around the corner nicely there with Nicklaw. He's going to drive one forward long over the top. It's a great pass. Fordyce just couldn't get his foot on the end of it. And New York scramble it clear, but Nicklaw there with a nice eye for a pass. Lifted that one over the defense. And that was a moment of danger for New York. Still an Edmonton ball with the throw in here. And Eckersley in possession. He finds Fordyce. Fordyce flicking a header on. Shome is trying to just work his way into the penalty area there. It's going to be another throw in for the Eddies.
The Eddies there with a nice spell of possession, holding onto the ball, and then trying to spring both Keegan and Fordyce with those runs. It'll be interesting to see because they're going to look to go over the top of New York a few times today, I think.
Korea getting control of the ball on the edge of the penalty area, but taken away from him by Renzati, and it'll be a New York throw-in.
The Eddies continue to be the stingiest defensive team in the league. As we see, they've only given up 2 goals in the fall season. New York's given up 8, and the Eddies haven't scored as much, but really, I don't think the Eddies have given up more than 2 goals since May. They haven't given up 2 goals in the game in months.
One of the reasons Colin Miller's been really happy with his team is the play from the defense, but also as a unit. Not just the back four that he puts it down to, but the way they've been pressing from the front too. There's Orozco with the first shot on target. Never really a problem for Van Oekel, but he gets down to make the save and then tosses it out for Nicklaw as Edmonton try and build again.
Orozco there actually took a pass that was intended to go down the wing. There was Cosmos players streaking down the wing, looking to get into the box or to come down to the far side of the box. That's where I think that pass was intended, and Orozco went behind himself a little bit to pick up that ball. He did get a good shot on goal.
Iozi playing a forward pass for Zatella. Now he pushes that out wide for Orozco. It's along the deck. It's nicely played for Duke. Duke waits for the overlapping run by Orozco. They've worked that beautifully, and it's wonderfully finished by Juan Arango. Very nice goal by New York. A lovely passing move, and FC Edmonton find themselves a goal down inside 6 minutes.
Yeah, they were cut open there. Both center defenders caught flat-footed there. I think FC Edmonton was looking for an offside call, but there was nothing to be happening in that case. There we see just holding the ball and a lovely one-touch, and then the finish.
Doesn't miss them from that range. Played in beautifully, and a nice left-footed side foot, passing it into the net. No chance for Van Oekel, who was committed. And FC Edmonton goal down very early on in the game.
But Duke did so well, just holding on to that ball, just an extra man at the top of the box, and laying it off for that first pass in, and then it was laid off again. And FC Edmonton, I think, just got totally flat-footed there. A little bit of ball watching, and I think they were looking for that offside call, but you can't hope for the linesman to help you. You got to react. And Arango, as you said, he's not going to miss from there. He scored a bunch in his career.
Not only Venezuela's record capped player, but leading goal scorer as well. And that's one of the reasons why. He's got a fearsome left foot and very comfortable in front of goal there. And kept his composure, made that look very easy. Late challenge there on Nyasi, who might require some treatment here. The referee waving to the Eddie's bench. That's going to be a free kick for Edmonton.
Here we see it's a little bit of a late collision there. Two players, Ruben Bover and Nyasi, just coming together. But yeah, that was a very well worked goal by New York. We talk about what they can do with the ball. And then there's a combination there of a player holding the ball in Duke and then making a couple of quick passes coming in succession off of that. It's almost you change the pace of your play as you're attacking. And it really did confuse the Eddie's defense.
This one of 2 home games in quick succession for Edmonton. The Carolina Railhawks here on Sunday, July 31st, 2 p.m. kickoff. Another very important match in this playoff race that Edmonton are in.
Last time I checked, it was late in the game in Ottawa, and the Railhawks were losing tonight to the Ottawa Fury. So I think that game would be a final now, but I didn't check it again. Just checked it before we went on air, and there was a couple minutes left. It was 2-0 for the Fury.
Well, Nyasi's up on his feet. Not sure if he's had a tooth loosened a little bit there, but he's favoring his mouth as he goes off momentarily here. I think he's going to be okay to continue. Colin Miller seems quite confident that it's going to be no problem.
Well, Albert Watson still with some words to the linesman over there. I'm sure this about the goal. Albert Watson, during that break, had gone over and was chatting with the linesman.
Yakate driving the free kick forward, but controlled easily by Jimmy Mulligan, who strikes a forward pass up the line, and it's Duke again who's chasing that one. Watson has taken the ball away from him. Pinned right back in his own corner flag, Albert Watson, appealing for a free kick, and he's got one for Edmonton. Home fans trying to give Edmonton a lift. 1-0 down very early on. Van Oekel playing a great ball out to the right wing. Iosi again defensively does a good job against Nyasi.
I think a few seconds after I was talking about how good the Eddie's defensive record was.
Yeah, just unfortunate timing as the commentators cursed.
Well, I jinxed the back line that time.
Well, we know the New Yorker got goals in them, so it's not entirely a surprise, but it certainly does change the complexion of the game when they're behind so early at home. But since that, there's been plenty of signs that Edmonton can play their way back into this.
It should be noted, New York's going with a very different looking team than they did in that game against Tampa.
Ledgerwood caught in possession there by Zatella, but the referee judging that there was a foul, and it's a free kick for Edmonton. Watson waving everyone forward. Playing the square for Eckersley. He'll get the ball back here. Here's number 5. Switching play to the right-hand side, looking for Nyasi. Tangled with Iosi, and he's got a free kick for Edmonton. Good position as well, just in from the right-hand corner flag. This is a dangerous spot.
Yeah, we'll see here. We'll see the big man, Albert Watson, Pap Diakate come up. Eckersley switches, goes to the right side to take, he's pretty well automatic now, take all the set pieces.
left foot. Eckersley. Just dinks it in towards the near post, and it's Wanarango, the goal scorer, who gets his head on it. Shamit Shome miscontrols that ball, and it's an attack on here for Duke. Got support to the right-hand side and to the left, but Shome stayed with him very well. Concedes the free kick, which is taken quickly. Now Shome can take the ball back. He's lost it again to Orozco. And there's a handball in there against Ledgerwood. And a free kick here to New York.
Shome gets caught a couple of times here on that break. The first one, a long ball where he has a heavy touch and Duke takes it off of him. And then Shome works so hard to win it back and then gives it back away. And now this sets up a great free kick opportunity for New York. Looks like Orozco and Arango standing over it.
Well, Orozco with that left foot of his, and Arango as well. They've got a couple of options here, the Cosmos.
Also see Hunter Freeman standing over there too.
It's Arango that goes for the corner, and Van Oekel in perfect position makes the catch and makes it look routine. 1-0 New York lead, 14 minutes gone as Watson plays a pass forward to Niasse. Tries to take it on the chest, bobbling around a little bit. And, not dealt with that as cleanly as he would have liked. New York have the ball back. Into a nice passing rhythm here, Cosmos. Freeman, ball charged down by Korea. Throw in for New York. Makes a burst forward to the left-hand side. Iosi just steps in field. Diakite makes the interception. Edmonton trying to win the ball back. New York dominating possession at the moment. Freeman chipping one into the penalty area. Niklaw trying to head it away and then blazed over the top just behind. The goal kick for Edmonton.
Not sure where that came off of Sean Niklaw. There's a shout there by the New York Cosmos. We'll have a look here. And here's a look at the goal, and we'll see. Is he on or off? Clearly see this is where the hold moves in. It's clearly on. It's on by quite a bit.
Yeah, a couple of yards.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. Not sure why some of the Eddie's players were looking for the linesman there. There was really no one to look at themselves on that one.
Yeah, that's a very nicely timed run by Arango. Perfect pass from his Venezuelan compatriot, and beautifully finished.
But a rather large gap for him to run into. I think it was that delay when Duke held the ball at the top of the box and took those extra couple of seconds where no one challenged him. He said, okay, we'll slow the play down. And I think the defenders got caught chasing the runners a little bit and opened up that gap in the middle of the park. And I think that was a lot of that had to do with Duke's patience. Mostly opening that gap.
Freeman playing the ball forward to Arango, who's finding space. And here he is again on halfway. It's worked nicely again for New York. Guenzati playing it towards Orozco. They're in full stride here again, but Van Oekel coming out to make the interception.
When New York's turning the play around, they're not pausing for a second. They're going for the throat. You see them running in bunches. They're not allowing the Yetis to collect themselves. They're not holding up the ball. They are picking up the ball and they're going towards goal. 3 players in white there streaking towards the goal and no slowdown in the tempo of their play.
Watson just wanting a bit too much time there, and that has not worked out well for him. Duke can probably get on the end of this, and he hooks his foot around the ball, gets the cross in. Ledgerwood getting possession back for Edmonton. Eckersley holding it up for him, and they play it up the line again. Shamit Shom heading on up towards Fordyce. Ledgerwood on the chest, and now Eckersley.
Well, you can see New York is really not wanting to give Edmonton a lot of time on the ball. They're pressing really high up the field. And they really want to turn play around very, very quickly. They want to really speed up the pace of the play, just like this.
Roscoe picking up possession. He's found space on the far side there, and another strike. And this time Van Oekel makes a very fine save to keep the score at 1-0, because that was another excellent chance for New York.
Orozco stealing the ball in the middle of the park again, and another giveaway by the Eddies in the middle of the park. Right now, New York's playing at a very, very high pace. And the Eddies right now are having a hard time dealing with it, and a good save there by Matt Van Oekel.
Ruben Bova going close with the left foot. He's heading for the top corner. Fans set up behind the goal there. Trying to get behind that team. There's another corner. They'll have to negotiate first, and there's the New York players, Iosi, I think, receiving treatment down there at the moment.
It looked like he was grabbing his arm or his hand. I'm not sure what happened back there. It fell awkwardly. It was away from the play.
Yeah, just holding that left arm.
The Eddies, though, I think, are going to have to try a couple more of those balls over the top like they tried early in the game. Because right now, New York's coming at them with a lot of speed. And there might be some space or some joy for the Eddies if they go over the top and counter again, like they did the first time they played. I think there could be some matchups for Jake Keegan and Daryl Fordyce up top, if they can do that. But right now, New York's putting a heck of a lot of pressure on the midfield and on the back four for the Eddies.
The corner here for New York, and it's Freeman that's taking it. Van Oekel will claim that one, makes a very nice catch. And he's lifted that one high into the sky, and Korea's shown some excellent control and is chasing towards the edge of the area. He's got support from Fordyce, just played it in behind him. Fordyce trying to clip it back through the middle, but New York have recovered. And the pass just not timed to perfection by Korea, who made that initial excellent break. Just didn't quite come off.
It was wonderful control from Korea, but you're right, the pass was just behind Daryl Fordyce, and he had to take a couple steps back to collect it. Couldn't take it in stride. If he had taken that in stride, he would have had a good chance on goal. He would have been in.
Diakite playing that ball over the top that we were just talking about there, and Keegan is in possession, right down by the corner flag, but he's going to work that towards Eckersley, and now Korea tried to play one with the outside of his boot and bend it back towards Keegan. It didn't work out. New York will play the counter-attack forward. Diakite winning the ball back, but it drops to Orozco.
Don't be fooled by the sunlight. The turf is starting to play pretty quick from that rain that we had. Or I guess we should call it the deluge that we had earlier today.
A torrential downpour. A lot of the roads flooded around Edmonton. Reports of a person hit by lightning. Really a strong storm, but it blew through in time for the game, and the conditions beautiful now. That's going to be the first yellow card of the game. A late challenge by Iosi, a cynical trip. But FC Edmonton would have been on their way for an attack there, and Iosi just took down his man, and that's going to be a yellow card.
The Eddies wanting more than a yellow there, but I think you can see he lashes out with the legs there, both of them. Spins around.
Yeah, it definitely looks bad on the replay in slow motion.
Yeah, the fact that they got both legs around. I think it wasn't that it was just the one, but it was the fact that he got it with both legs.
Could have been a touch of frustration, having been injured himself moments before as well, but no doubt about the yellow card there. Referee not quite ready yet for the free kick to happen. orders Edmonton back. Diakite taking it. Plays it short to Nicoll, gets the ball back here. Through the midfield for Korea. Good touch to Schoen. Schoen playing it wide for Niasse. This is better. Niasse in towards the near post. There's a good cross. Nobody on the end of it. Drops for Korea. Tries that from long range. And flattens Hunter Freeman, who got in the way of that. Not sure that he knew too much about it. But that was the best attack the Eddies have put together.
Oh boy, Hunter Freeman get drilled there and he popped right back up. That's going to sting. We'll see if he stays up now or if he goes down looking for treatment. No, he stays up. Brave from Hunter Freeman, even though, as you said, I don't think he knew much about it. That was more ball to head than head to ball. Dustin Korea lashed that ball. On a short week, both having played on the weekend and now playing here on Wednesday, playing at a very high pace. I wonder how long they can keep this up.
Nice little dummy there by Arango to play in Bova and forward there. Really worked out for Gwenzati, but Edmonton getting it clear.
Imagine New York will probably feel they can play this pace a little higher because they rotate a lot of their players.
Niasse's in behind the back here, tries the cut back. And it wouldn't work its way through for Edmonton, cleared by Mendez there, but a nice pass over the top by Nicoll there. So Niasse's just been released a couple of times there on the right wing.
Mendez, that was a telling interception because Keegan was wide open in the box there. No one marking him. If that ball skips past Carlos Mendez, Keegan's got a wide open chance on goal. As wide as Arango would have had for his goal. Very open game. Both teams really attacking each other.
Yeah, good game to watch so far. 1-0 to New York, but signs that Edmonton's counter-attack could bear some fruit in this match if they keep playing this way. It's a chance for Keegan to challenge this one down, and Freeman passing it back to Maurer, and he had to watch that one very carefully on his thigh, and you have to say that he dealt with that really well. Couldn't pick it up, of course, from the back pass, and it was on target.
Awful bounce on the turf that he had to deal with, hip high.
Well played by Maurer. He's a very good goalkeeper. That was some good play to control that one nicely. Pressing Edmonton as they play the ball in the back. Van Oekel is kicking it out with his weaker left foot. Didn't have much of an option. It's a throw in for New York. Mulligan to Bova. Left-footed, he's tried to switch play to the opposite flank, and Orozco, who's worked really hard to keep that ball in play. Held on to possession really well there. Maurer playing it back out to Freeman, who very quickly recovered from being poleaxed by that Korea drive. Rango, good touch by him. Roscoe, Bova again, out to the left-hand side. It's a good play, but just a bit of miscontrol there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Edmonton.
Interesting to see how the players react. They don't usually play this time of night. Obviously, Wednesday home game is fairly rare, and how they're going to react to the shadows that will start creeping across the field.
over. It's crowded out by blue shirts there, but Fordyce's pass goes into touch. It's a throw-in for New York.
A little bit of a respite this last minute or two. These two teams really spent the first 25 minutes really going at each other. New York obviously getting the better of the exchange with the goal. Nias is unhappy about something again.
Still winning the ball back in New York again, but Watson putting in a good challenge. Eckersley crunches into Zatello, wins the ball back for Edmonton. Keegan forward the career. Fordyce controls it here. Fordyce takes a couple of touches. There was nowhere really for him to go, but Ledgerwood keeps things ticking over. A pass for Nicklaw. Niasi's on the overlap, but Nicklaw puts the ball in the box. Schoen was up with the header, but defended well by New York. Watson winning it back, but he was pushed in the process, and there's a free kick to Edmonton that they take quickly, and it's Keegan. Keegan playing it into the penalty area, and Fordyce controlled it well, but Mendez watched him very closely and was able to get the ball clear. Good spell this for Edmonton, though. It's Nicklaw again down the right-hand side. Cross once again dealt with by Mendez. It'll be a throw-in. He's trailing 1-0 with Diakite bringing the ball forward. Waving men forward. He's being unchallenged and is able to play a raking crossfield pass towards Eckersley. Eckersley just tried to side foot that one in towards Ledgerwood, but gave it away. Roscoe steps inside two men and then is clipped on his way there as he loses possession, and it's a free kick for New York.
Edmonton's had some decent spells in the last couple of minutes. Just again, sort of like the game that they had against Indy on Saturday, where they had some good spells. Gave up an early goal in that game, but just couldn't get that final pass in the final third. Again, you get that feeling that they've gotten awfully close, but some last-second interceptions by the Cosmos, and some passes that have gone just behind or just ahead of players. If it hits them in stride, then the Eddies could do something dangerous.
In trouble again over on the far side of the field. The referee has stopped play. Could be in a bit of trouble this time.
Not sure if this just goes back to that first collision that he had. It was wouldn't have been the play that I also got the yellow card on, but I think it goes back to that collision he had, I think, with Bover near the start of the game where they ran into each other. Yeah, and they've asked for the sub now. Nias is going to have to come out of the game.
You can see in the meantime the players all taking in some water on the sidelines. Very warm conditions in Edmonton tonight, and quite humid as well. So we're looking at a temperature of about 25 degrees, and when you've been racing around for half an hour, that you definitely want a drink, and that's what's happening down there on the pitch at the moment. So they're using that time to take in some fluids. Niasi even struggling to walk off here. He's back down on his knees again, and we'll try and figure out who will replace him for FC Edmonton.
And if the Cosmos do hold on to win today, we're still pretty early, they would move top in the overall standings. With certain teams idle tonight. Of course, we expect the Cosmos to be there season in, season out. With the resources this club has, and the reputation it has, and the ability it has to bring in players and such.
Never too far away from the leading places in the table.
Miasi began to come off, and now he's down again. He was coming off the trainer, and now they're giving him some more attention here.
Jake Keegan just taking some guidance there from the other players. You can see the big screen there, the biggest mobile one in North American sport, and gives the fans a different experience. They can watch the game. There's ads that go up on there, and sometimes they see the replays, and that's new this year by the Edmonton ownership group, and just a little something different for the fans to see. And it's not sure it does it justice there on the screen, but it's pretty huge behind the goal.
Stands have filled in quite nicely too. I think traffic was a little bit difficult getting to the stadium today because a lot of the lights were out. Traffic lights and such in the area from the storm earlier today, and some streets being flooded.
It's going to be Tomi Amiobi that will come on for Nyasi. Amiobi didn't crack the starting lineup tonight. He's struggled in front of goal a little bit, but he's going to get a chance to come on now.
Bringing up the stretcher now for St. Nyasi. Holding the back of his neck, so.
Here are the up-and-coming home games for FC Edmonton. Carolina on Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff. Minnesota after that, August the 14th, and then Puerto Rico back the end of the month, August 28th, 2 p.m. kickoff. And then in September, the first time that we'll see Miami, September the 11th. And tickets at fcedmonton.com. Or you can follow us live on City TV. And there we go, Nyasi being stretchered off and gets a nice round of applause from the home fans. And on comes Tomi Amiobi in the 35th minute, so he's got about 10 minutes before half-time to try to make an impact here. And they might move things around a little bit here. Probably Daryl Fordyce will drop back into midfield, and Korea maybe moving out wide.
Moves out today. He's already moving out to that wide position. It's exactly what's happening. Amiobi will go up top.
You might need more.
We'll try and get you information on that injury from St. Nyasi, just what the team is dealing with, because he's down on the stretcher receiving treatment at the side of the pitch at the moment as well. Back underway at Clark Stadium, and we'll have a few stoppages at the end of the first half because of that one. Duke playing it into the penalty area, chance for another goal, and beautifully saved by Van Oekel. Got a fingertip onto the post. That ball was definitely going in from Guenzati, and Van Oekel once again outstanding in goal for Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton just switches off on the restart, and I actually think that ball deflects a bit off of Sean Nicola. He comes across, and I think Sean Nicola gets a piece of it. Then Matt Van Oekel makes even the save more difficult for him because that's deflected by the defender. And he tips it off the post. Sensational save by Matt Van Oekel, who once again gets called in, and Edmonton shuts off defensively again.
Van Oekel's had some of his best performances against New York, and there's another highlight reel save against the Cosmos, and Guenzati put his head in his hands. He figured that was a goal from the moment it left his boot.
Again, off the restart, the Cosmos just went right for it. The Eddies were caught watching. It's good to say that I can say that St. Ignace is now walking under his own power on the sideline. So, very good sign.
Corner kick for Iozi from the right-hand side. It's going to be Van Oekel's ball again. Very well playing. Very strong on crosses, the Edmonton keeper. Good throw out to Eckersley as well. Touch a flick on from Eckersley's throw in. In possession for Edmonton, looking to switch play to the left wing. Eckersley just gets there right in by the corner flag. Looking for some support, but he's lost the ball and conceded a free kick.
I think some miscommunication there between him and Jake Keegan. They had a look there. Eckersley, I think, was expecting Keegan to step in and help him out there. And Keegan went to a wider position for a longer pass.
Winning the ball back for Edmonton, looking for Fordyce. It's intercepted by Freeman. Way back towards Maurer. Just going to work this onto his left foot. It's one back by Correa for Edmonton. Now Amiobi charging in towards the area. Amiobi winning a corner for Edmonton.
Amiobi doing well, just keeping possession. Had a couple of players swiping at him as he went through. It does well, set up the corner. And this is the one advantage when you bring Amiobi into the game. He adds that height in the penalty area. He's staying now right in the middle of the box. And here we see him taking in a couple defenders. And
Correa's ball flighted in there, and Amiobi was the target. There were all kinds of appeals in there. The referee has now blown the whistle. It's Freeman who's down, face down. And he's going to need some treatment. very quickly blowing the whistle because there was a possibility of a head injury.
I think it's Amiobi there, gets the arm up as he's bracing himself. The Cosmos players are pointing to the scoreboard and asking the referee to make, I think, some kind of retroactive rule. Or is it Diakite who's in trouble here? They're saying got the elbow up on,
Just for the player.
or the arm up in the penalty area. There's just a big mass of bodies in there. And that was a very highly lofted in corner kick. So you're waiting for it to come down. A big mess of bodies comes in the area.
Well, there's going to be quite a bit of stoppage time at the end of the first half here as the New York coach, Giovanni Savarese, looks on. Doesn't look too impressed with that challenge, but quite a few minutes for the Niasse injury, and here Freeman's going to be okay. He's just shaken up a little bit, I think. Diakite tripped as he made a nice turn. Shakes hands with Duke.
Gives himself an extra 2 or 3 yards to toss the ball out.
Amiobi chasing again. Another collision with Freeman, who handles the ball. And he's pretty frustrated there, Freeman. He's talked himself into the referee's notebook, a yellow card.
That's a pretty dangerous thing that Freeman did there. That call's going against him, and he scooped the ball away with his hands. I mean, if the referee's playing advantage, that's a live ball. And that's definitely intentional handling of the ball. You can't just do that. There's no way. I actually think that's probably why he gets the yellow. It's not for the foul, it's for doing that. But if that ball's live, here the referee's going to give the foul against you. You can't grab the ball. The referee's playing the advantage. The silly yellow card picked up by Hunter Freeman by doing that.
Here comes the free kick. Amiobi goes up in the air this time. The free kick given for Hunter Freeman. I'd say he's going to have to be a little careful, though, because he's already in the notebook and he's clearly a little worked up at the moment.
He can't be in a situation where he's yelling at the referee when he just gets the foul called in his favor. When the referee says that Tony Amiobi did climb your back and he got the free kick, and you're still arguing about another call. And you can see the New York, his teammates are pulling him away, saying you got to calm down.
He's just gone off for an injury against Amiobi. He was in a couple of other collisions, so just Amiobi got under his skin a little bit there, and lost his cool. We played 45 minutes. This is time added on now in the first half. There are several stoppages, so it could be a few minutes. Safely dive into, grab the ball for Edmonton and get it under control.
That's 5 minutes of extra time, which actually seems about right.
Yeah. Most of that would have been for the Niasse injury, but as well for Freeman. For New York here. trying to turn it towards goal, but Van Oekel making an easy save. Huge kick by Van Oekel. That's going to bounce on the edge of the penalty area, but it's Mulligan who gets his head to it before it bounces. Watson winning it back. Free kick given this time against Ledgerwood.
See now, the Eddie's going to have to adjust some things at halftime. Had some decent attacks in terms of getting the ball into the final third, but really haven't done enough to get something dangerous towards Jimmy Maurer in the New York net. He hasn't really had to make a save. Matt Van Oekel, after giving up the goal, which he could do very little about, made a terrific save to keep it at 1-0.
Into the box here, dangerous again, and Van Oekel with another excellent stop to deny Sebastian Guenzati for the second time in the match.
Another fantastic save by Matt Van Oekel. He would have to say right now has been the Eddie's best player. Guenzati steps through a couple of defenders here, skips through Van Oekel right away, off the line, and dives to his right to take that away. Guenzati's going to be talking to himself at halftime. Could have 2 goals.
He could. Both have been top draw saves as well to deny him by Van Oekel. Another corner though for New York. It's underneath the crossbar, and it's again Van Oekel, exemplary in goal tonight for Edmonton. That is half-time, 1-0 to New York, ahead in the first 5 minutes. A goal from Wanarango, and they've had a couple of other chances since then, but have found Matt Van Oekel to be in excellent form for Edmonton.
Yeah, Guenzati can have a couple here. Not really sure, and I mean, it's maybe a question for the coach, for Giovanni Savarese. Are you happy to be up 1-0, or are you disappointed that you're not up by 2 or 3?
Would the ushers take them, help himself?
Because New York has had a few really golden chances.
We'll be hearing from both coaches at halftime momentarily here, as the players make their way towards the dressing room in this first half. At the moment, Giovanni Savarese just having a chat with the officials as he makes his way towards our cameras, and we're about to hear from, I think, the New York coach. He's just going to be getting mic'd up down there on the pitch, Colin Miller. We'll be speaking to us after that as well. But let's hear from the New York coach, Giovanni Savarese.
Coach Savarese must played very well in the first half. Are you happy to be up 1, or disappointed that you're not up by more than 1?
You know, we have to be content to the fact that we scored the goal. Yes, we could have been a little bit in a better situation, but I was content with the way we moved the ball. We just have, in some moments, be a little bit simpler to be able to find the space. But I think it was a good half. Maybe we should have had a little more. It's important to come out in the second half with the same mentality and keep moving the ball around.
Yeah, you seem to be really pressing Edmonton's back line, moving a lot of players forward, not giving them a lot of time to play out of the back.
Yeah, because we know that they're going to try to play from the back. They're going to try to connect 2 passes and then try to find a Meobi, and we have to pressure early to make them be uncomfortable, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Giovanni Savarese just having a bit of trouble with the sun there in his eyes. Turned out to be blistering heat this evening. Very sunny weather following those storms that knocked out power and flooded roads earlier in Edmonton this evening. Severe thunderstorm warning for most of the day earlier today, but a beautiful evening now. Great conditions out there. And we're just getting ready to talk to the Eddie's coach, Colin Miller, who I think is ready for us now. Thank you, Colin. Just give us your assessment on the first half there.
Absolute rubbish, to be honest with you. I didn't realise. It's a bit unfair at the moment because the Cosmos have got about 18 players on the park, and at least 7 of those are wearing blue jerseys. If it's not for Matt Van Oekel here, it could have been 4 or 5. Absolutely shocking. It's not going to be pretty when I get to them at the half-time here. If we sit back off the best team in the league, that's exactly the performance that you get. If you continually give the best team in the league the ball back as often as we have done here tonight, then you get exactly what we've got in the first half, and we're lucky to come away with absolutely nothing.
All right, Colin, thank you.
Cheers.
Colin Mill, well, you've got to hand it to him. He doesn't sugarcoat things, and clearly the players are in for a tough time there at half-time. Stay with us. We'll be doing the highlights after the break. So we will see what impact that has. He hasn't actually made any substitutions yet, leaving it to the players who started the game to try to sort it out and go for some kind of reaction in the second half here.
What the Eddies have got to think though, and we've seen other games go like this where really the other team should be up by more. The Cosmos should be up by more than 1-0. That's why I asked the question to J.O. Savarese, are you happy to be up 1 or disappointed that you're not up more? Because sometimes those chances come back to haunt you, the ones that you didn't bury.
Yeah, and that could well have been part of the team talk from Colin Miller. We got out of jail here. Let's because we could have been 3 or 4 down. Let's try and capitalize on that now.
But based on the balance of play, being down 1-0 is actually not bad. It's never good to be down. You don't want to be down, but considering the chances created and the balance of play, I'm saying we still have 45 minutes to get this back. And a lot of that has to go to the man in yellow, Matt Van Oekel.
New York with a free kick early in the second half here and moving the ball wide to Iosi. Savarese very pleased with the way his team have been moving the ball in this match. He liked what he saw from his players in that first half. They look as though they're picking up from where they left off, but a pass going astray there, and Ledgerwood getting possession back for Edmonton, and now the captain, Albert Watson. Down the left-hand side, Aniobi chasing this one. Acrobatic clearance by Hunter Freeman. It's going to be a throw-in in the end for New York. Watson's going to play that one back to Van Oekel. He's being pressured on that one, but manages to get the ball out towards Correa, who's complaining about being held down by Iosi and has got a free kick for Edmonton.
You saw there the way that they were pressing the keeper in that situation. Van Oekel not giving a lot of time on the ball. Following what the Cosmos have done all game, Duke there was on top of Van Oekel, but all game long he did not want to give the Eddies a lot of time to get settled in the back.
Comes in from the left-hand side. Watson trying to cushion down the header. Shamit Shom is chasing it as Edmonton try and apply some pressure. Nick Moore playing the ball back again to Van Oekel. That's worked out well for Edmonton. Diakite on the edge of the area. New York caught napping a little bit. Overlapping run by Keegan. The ball comes in the box, and it's going to be a corner kick. And the New York players unhappy with the referee, but I'm not sure why. It seemed like that happened in slow motion, that they just switched off a bit.
I think it was that just before that moment, I think they said that Carlos Mendez, I think they felt that he got pushed down to the turf. I think the referee said, no, he just fell down.
Yeah, you got to play to the whistle.
Yeah, and the New York Spurs are looking at the referee and saying, what's happening? And I think it's maybe the Eddie's best chance of the game so far.
Isley's corner headed towards goal by Watson, but it's looping wide and over, and will be a goal kick. Fordyce making a break towards goal. You can hear Colin Miller urging his players on. Fordyce penalised though for charging into a challenge with a little bit too much venom, and it's a free kick to New York.
Chance to settle it down, but Eddie's being a little more aggressive in the Cosmos half in the second half, which I think they have to do. This is the area of the field where the Cosmos have been able to get the Eddies to turn the ball over and to find in their own third. A long throw there by Nick Law.
Watson backpedaling to get his head on that one. He's got a deflection on it, but Guenzati's been a handful for the defense all night tonight. He was in where it hurts again there. But Guenzati robbed a couple of times by Van Oekel. Very fine saves. Diakite plays that ball back to Van Oekel now, and that put him in a bit of a pickle, but he has got the ball clear. And it's Keegan. Keegan could not find Amiobi. That was another feature of the game that Colin Miller once dealt with. His players giving the ball away too much. And we're seeing that happen in the early stages of the second half as well. And I think there could well be a substitution at some point very soon if this continues. Goal kick here, though, for Edmonton.
The sun is dipped down now, so the field is now all in shade. Be more comfortable for the players, too, in the second half. Without the sun beating down on them.
See, Edmonton do actually have a new player on the bench, although he is a defender. Pedro Galvayo is in the number 12 shirt for the Eddies.
He was playing at Gil Vicente in Portugal. He's born in the United States, Portuguese national, but because he's dual citizen, doesn't count as an international in the Eddies roster.
Eckersley's got some space on the left-hand side. Amiobi with his back to goal, trying to feed Fordyce. Just didn't come off, but it's the sign there that Edmonton have got some enterprise about them. Here's Nick Law on the right-hand side. He's just drilled that one towards goal, and it's been deflected behind for a corner kick. Colin Miller waving his arms, trying to get the players' passion levels up a little bit here as Eckersley takes this corner.
And the Eddies have been creating a little bit more in front of the Cosmos goal. Haven't forced Maurer into a save yet.
Eckersley short corner taken by Nick Law and then headed away by Iosi. Didn't make the most of that space that he had there, Nick Law. And here's a Roscoe on the right-hand side. Diakite got back in time, but still with Johandria Roscoe. He's tried to switch play to Iosi, who keeps it in with his chest. He plays it back for Mendez. Mendez into the midfield. And Bova. Pass has gone a little bit behind Hunter Freeman. Roscoe feeding one to the edge of the penalty area. Watson intercepting that one. Ledgerwood picking a pass to Eckersley on the left-hand side. Now Amiobi. Got support by Nick Law. Fordyce ahead of him, and on the overlap here is Correa. Correa down the right-hand side to the edge of the penalty area. Gets it onto his left foot, tries to strike, and it's deflected. Didn't make its way through, but he gets some applause by the Eddies coach Colin Miller, who's trying to force everyone to get forward here.
It was the right idea, actually. Correa was able to shuffle just a few steps inside, get the ball onto his left foot. That's why you like a left-footed player on the right wing.
Fordyce through for Amiobi, a little flick into the path of Shome. Good save by Mauer. But it's all Edmonton here who are trying to turn the tables and claw their way back into this game. And Shamit Shome with a good chance there to score.
Yeah, Shome could have had his first NASL goal there. Good little back heel by Amiobi. Mauer equal to the task. Saying anything you can do, Matt Van Oekel, I can do as well.
Shome strike. Couldn't find the corner. A little bit too close, perhaps, to Mauer. But a good opportunity for Edmonton, and at least they're testing the New York goalie now.
The first real shot on goal, real chance. Fell on the foot of Shamit Shome.
Clever little flick by Amiobi to play him in as well, an unselfish play. And that's given the home fans a bit of a lift here at Clark Stadium. Nicklaw's got a long throw, and we're going to see it here from the right wing. And towards the near post, Fordyce is the target. It's cleared by New York, but he'll get another bite of the cherry from the throw in here, Sean Nicklaw.
It's been much better by this. It's almost a different team that's been out there in the second half.
Good spell for Edmonton, this. Comes a long throw towards the near post, headed away by New York. Back in there from Ledgerwood, who's in a chase here with Arango, who's got good speed on him, and he's just stepped inside Ledgerwood there. But Nicklaw did a very good job to track back after making that throw right down by the far corner flag. So traveled some 70 yards there very quickly and did a good thing for Edmonton. Shamit Shome goes in a challenge, but it's an unfair one, rules the referee on Gwenzati, and a free kick for New York.
Shome was just trying to come in, chest that ball down. If there was anything too dirty about it, just maybe a little late.
Referee Alain Rouge on the spot to award the New York free kick, which Iosi will take. Headed by Diakite defensively, but he's gone down with a bit of an injury there. Free kick has been given to Edmonton, and there'll be a stoppage here as Diakite gets back to his feet. He's going to be okay.
I think he just lands a little bit awkwardly here. Maybe he's a little bit of a hand in the face there. But FC Edmonton's going to have a free kick, so Diakite's going to go up and see what he can make out of this.
Eckersley standing over the ball. Ledgerwood's made a break down the right wing to drag a few defenders with him there. Eckersley goes straight through the heart of the penalty area. It's headed down back towards Diakite. The flag was up though on this near side, and it's going to be possession and a free kick for New York. Giovanni Savarese looking a little more concerned than he was in the first half.
Definitely, there's been much more of a pushback to the home team than there was in the first half. Jimmy Mauer's been actually asked to make a big save in this second half.
Brought down into the area by Ledgerwood, and this puts New York in a good position with a free kick here. They got several people who can strike a dead ball well.
I wonder now if Matt Van Oekel's going to be called upon again.
Freeman standing over this one, as is Orozco. And it's Freeman straight into the wall, but did its job. Over has given possession back to Edmonton now.
Unfortunately, Eddie's there had a chance to counter and just couldn't do anything with it. You see New York counter, they've been quick.
That one's worked out well though on the overlap for Eckersley, but a very fine challenge sliding into him late by Freeman, who concedes the throw.
Ball just ran out a little too far ahead of Adam Eckersley.
Nicholl to the edge of the box. Fordyce lets it run for Amiobi. Puts in the cross, and that's a very good catch by Mauer, who diving to his right managed to make that stick. Didn't give up any rebound.
There's a couple of Eddie's players in the box, but really what hurt Tomi Amiobi there was a heavy first touch when he got into the box. Basically, by the time he recovered, that's all he could do was cross the ball. I think if he gets it with a decent touch on the first time, he can turn towards goal.
Amiobi does well to win the ball back there, showing some good pace. And Korea feeding it out wide to Eckersley. Eckersley's got all kinds of space here. He's driven the ball in low and he's given it away there. There are options in front of him.
He's just a little bit late delivering that. Fordyce was screaming at him to get it in now, get it in now. Cosmos had time to recover.
Bobbling around on the edge of the penalty area. Fordyce winning it back for Edmonton. And now Sean Nicholl finding Korea. Fordyce again on the right wing. Cross to the far post there, and it's just overhit. And that's got to go behind for a goal kick. Bit of a pushing and shoving match between Nicholl and Zatella after that. But it's going to be a goal kick for Mauer.
Cosmos going to be starting to get some players ready. Changes coming soon from the New York side.
Chance here for Guenzati, pushing it down the line, trying to get Duke involved. Watson takes him out of the play. There's Nicholl. 1-2 with Korea, that's nicely done. Now forward to Amiobi. Eckersley. Keegan now takes up the play edge of the area. Nicholl's moved back to take that one as crosses into the area, and there's the header, and the flag is up. It won't count. It looked like Shamit Shom had his first goal for the club, but the flag goes up and it's ruled out for offside.
That would have been quite the celebration had the Edmonton team put if that goal would have counted. Scoreboard still showing goal, but we'll see here. Have another look. So here, Shom is offside, and is he? Yeah, it looks like he's a step offside. It does, in fact, look like he's off by a step.
Well, New York are bringing off one of their best players, and I'm sure Colin Miller won't mind about that. Orozco is being replaced, and that's a little bit of a surprise. David Diosa is going to come on in his place. Doesn't look like he has a knock or anything, but Orozco's night is over for New York.
Substitution for the New York Cosmos. Number 19, Henry Orozco out. Now entering the match, number 21, David Diosa.
But it's an entirely different FC Edmonton team in this second half. You'd think that outside of Matt Van Unkel, 10 of the players had swapped their jerseys.
Would have been great to see Shom score for Edmonton. It was a beautifully worked goal, just slightly offside, but some signs here that they're getting the passing moving and getting players in the right positions.
one step, and I think our cameras had that captured. That did look like the linesman did get that one right.
Issue here for Watson, and maybe a flying elbow caught in there by Arango. But he's going to be okay to carry on too. And Edmonton continue with the attack. Diakité's long ball forward. That's going to be plucked out of the sky by Maurer. Just rolls that one out for Freeman. Steps inside his man and then gets pushed over to win a free kick.
He's got to keep this pressure up there. Done very well since the start of the second half. Forced Maurer to one very good save, and then, like we said, the Schoen goal, step offside. There's a warning sign because Schmidt-Schoen found some space in the box.
Forced an earlier save from Maurer as well, as Eckersley's ball goes in towards Amiobi, and a good header, and Maurer tips this one over. He had to get there, it was on target, and some more applause from the coach, Colin Miller, clearly much happier with the way his team's playing.
Absolutely, another chance, and looping header from Amiobi forced Maurer to take the safety first route. The Eddies will get another set piece off of this.
Korea's corner. Diakité maybe the target, just couldn't get on the end of it, but he's chasing to try and win the ball back. And perhaps showing a little bit too much aggression there. The referee's going to have a word with him. He's not going to go in the book yet, but I think he's being told that's his last chance.
Yeah, that was pretty brazen. That foul by Diakité went flying across. Make sure it disrupted that any chance for the Cosmos to counter.
Totally different feel about this second half. Edmonton in the ascendancy, although still trailing by 1-0. Doing an excellent job holding that ball up, and here's Schoen again on the left-hand side, and now Keegan. Keegan's just drilled that one low towards Amiobi. He won't get there, but Daryl Fordyce will, and now this is Korea. Korea dinks inside onto his left foot, and it's flipped into the path of Fordyce by Amiobi, who's looked dangerous with some intricate flicks in this match. And very nearly carved out an opening for Fordyce there. It's another corner.
Eddies again, good pressure. Right, Amiobi, it was his back heel that set up Schoen's shot that forced Maurer into a save.
Very deep, that corner. And Diakité has a job to keep it in play on the far side of the field. He's done it though. Finds Eckersley. And now Schoen decides to just put it in the mixer. Watson getting a touch. It drops for Fordyce, left-footed. And he's just rifled that one over the top.
Just couldn't seem to settle that ball down on his feet, couldn't get balanced. And in the end was standing awkwardly over the ball by the time he shot. It was only going to go up and up and up. I feel like this game's got another goal in it.
Still 22 minutes to go. At this rate, Edmonton keep knocking on the door. You've got to think one of them's going to go in. Referee blowing his whistle. You've got a feeling there that Maurer's time wasting and is telling him to get on with it.
A little bit early in the game to be time wasting.
Korea takes the ball away from Arango. Edmonton winning it back with alarming regularity in the second half. First half, just couldn't seem to get the ball.
They did get the ball, they gave it back.
all of them showing marked improvement in the second half. Mendez is walking very slowly to the ball here. The referee's blown his whistle again, trying to move him quicker. Nicola heading that one back away. Mendez just pumps it into the sky. Playing by Van Oekel, who in the first half was the busiest man on the pitch, and he's been rarely troubled at all in the second half. Not even a save to make.
But it was his saves that kept the Eddies in this game, and then set up the Eddies to make this charge.
Aranko's got space here though. He's tried to thread that one through the middle. Had Iosi and all kinds of space on the left wing. And in the end, it's easy for Van Oekel.
Diosa dummied that ball, not understanding that there wasn't a player in position to play that ball. Diosa just should have taken that pass and see what he could have done with it. That was a time to keep it simple and not to try to be too fancy with it. You have a pass, when you're in the middle of the penalty area, you don't dummy it. Yeah, you got to take that chance and you got to go forward with the ball.
It did look like a bit of a chance squandered there.
Diosa just allowed that pass to run. You know, you're running into the middle of the penalty area. Why are you letting that pass run? Take it.
Nicola growing in confidence as an Edmonton player. He's got another throw in here. Dangerous long throw on him. That one headed back by Mendez though. Goes in position here for New York. Making a run down the left-hand side. Nicola getting back well and making a good sliding tackle against it.
So, that was a half? Next time you're up.
The area for Glanzatti. Yeah, he's giving the ball away this time. For New York. Last 20 minutes of the match here for Edmonton to try and get something out of the game. Away by Watson for another throw. And again. Chipping this one into the area. Diakite just hacked that one into touch. It'll be a corner kick for New York.
Want to hear it? Want some now?
Gustavo's ready to come into the game. And Jake Keegan's going to be the one coming out. Second sub. They had to use one in the first half of the Niasi injury.
Keegan replaced by Gustavo. Corner's played short. And it's won back very well by Shanicho. Puts that one into touch. He's conceded a throw. edge of the area, and warning that New York can still be dangerous, but that one sails over the top of Van Oekel's goal.
Gustavo's come in the game a few weeks ago in Oklahoma City. He scored a heck of a strike about 25 yards off the underside of the bar, and in with the last kick of the game to salvage a point for the Eddies against Rayo OKC.
Another free kick for New York here. Diosa again, who controls the ball on the left wing.
Over here, bud.
Mendes takes a heavy touch there as he tries to move that ball down the left-hand side, and Edmonton have a throw in. Another substitution, and going to see for the first time Pedro Galvayo replacing Shamicho.
Shom, I think, had a very good second half. Had Edmonton's two best scoring chances of the game. One went into the back of the net, but was correctly judged to be offside.
Galvayo getting his first touch into the area, chasing in towards the penalty box. It could have been an outstanding first touch there as he tried to get the shot away. Diosa brings down Nicklaw. Referee is on the spot. He's saying he went for the ball. There's a couple of Edmonton players around there saying that he deserves a yellow card, which he gets. It was a little bit late, I think, on Nicklaw, who'd just gone around him, and he was committed into the tackle, but it's a foul, and it's a yellow card. And as well, it's an important position for Edmonton. Free kick here. Good position for him.
Yeah, but just a second ago, Pedro Galvayo almost would have been some debut. First couple of touches, and then get the strike on goal.
Well, he stayed up for this. He's in the penalty area. Eckersley with the free kick. Going towards the near post, and New York deal with it well, but Edmonton will get the ball back with Nicklaw to Eckersley again. Watson just wanted a bit too long there, and there's a counter-attack on here for New York, and it's a break towards goal with Duke. Duke to the edge of the penalty area. Great stop by Van Oekel, who comes out to deny him. Another outstanding piece of goalkeeping, just as Duke was about to pull the trigger.
He swiped the ball basically off of Duke's foot.
And Albert Watson will be owing his goalkeeper at the end of the game there, because he did drop his team in a bit of trouble.
You know, Nick Ledgerwood gave the ball away. But Edmonton pushing men forward, looking for that tying goal, left themselves exposed, and obviously Duke took that ball on his own side of half, so you can't be offside on your own side of half. And he was gone from that point in.
Left-hand side, he comes across from Eckersley. A drop for Amiobi, bounces away from him. While Watson desperately chasing back. Didn't bring down Duke as well, and that helped, because that could have been a red card. But Van Oekel timing his tackle beautifully. Into the box again. Amiobi, shooting chance. Oh, it's off the post, but there's the rebound. And it's Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood gets Edmonton level. Amiobi's shot coming off the upright, and Ledgerwood couldn't really miss the rebound, and it's 1-1.
It was as easy as a goal. I think Ledgerwood's going to score, but it got set up. Amiobi's left wide open the box. He sets himself up, has a go, rips a shot off the goalpost, and then Ledgerwood finishes, puts it in, and I tell you, there was a chance there for the Cosmos maybe to clear off the line, but Ledger would put it right through the Cosmos defender. And we see Lucky Kosan is about to come in for Yasmani Duke. But yeah, well done by Amiobi, and then through the legs. But Ledgerwood, 1-1. And we talked about the Cosmos not taking advantage of their chances. And just a minute before, Duke has a full-on breakaway, and the ball is swiped off his foot by Matt Van Oekel. And Matt Van Oekel, again, has kept his team in a game in order for them to come back. And he was the second consecutive team of the week, even in a losing effort on Saturday for Matt Van Oekel. And I think people watching it today, he's putting in his case for a third. Obviously, the Eddies will play again Sunday against Carolina. But just fantastic stuff from the keeper before the Ledgerwood goal. Fantastic performance from him in the first half. He's kept his team in the game, and he gave them the chance to come back.
Well, that shows you how things can change. Duke with a breakaway, clear run of goal. Could have put the game beyond doubt. Should really have put the game beyond doubt.
Yeah, instead of shooting, he tried to dance around Van Oekel, and it gave the keeper the chance. He took the gamble. I mean, it's a gamble. He swipes the foot. If he doesn't get the ball, it's not only a penalty, but Matt Van Oekel's getting sent off.
Kick from New York here. It's gone towards the far post. Diosa gets it back in, and Kosana getting a touch as well. Not sure what Gustavo's doing with that one on the edge of his own penalty area, but wasn't the most convincing of touches. He's fortunate that Edmonton have pressed the ball back, and it's back in the New York half. But Freeman's ball into the penalty area. Kosana controls it. Oh, and it's off the line by Nicklaw. Incredible goal line clearance from Sean Nicklaw, as Lucky Kosana wasn't very lucky there, as he very nearly put New York 2-1 in front, but Nicklaw kicks the ball off the line.
That's an incredible sequence. I thought for sure the Cosmos had taken the lead again. Kosana strikes it. Nicklaw runs back, and he's just picking a spot somewhere on the goal line. He doesn't know much about that ball hitting him. Kosana's hit that with some venom. It's not like Nicklaw can go to the ball and clear it off. It just hits him.
What a clearance from Nicklaw. That was absolutely critical.
This game has had just a little bit of everything. And you said it, lucky, not so lucky.
Not that time.
I don't think I can top that.
He must have thought that he scored there. Beating the goalkeeper all ends up. The ball's heading towards goal, and somehow Nicklaw gets it on the end of it. At the other end here, Edmonton in the box again with Fordyce to the edge of the area. Gustavo tries the strike. He, in the end, pushes it to Nicklaw again, right-hand side. The Eddies pressing for a winner here. Correa, edge of the penalty area. And he's played a lovely, clever pass to the left-hand side. And Eckersley's ball into the box, headed away by Freeman. His head goes straight back to Eckersley. Does he keep that one in play? Yes, he does. Linesman's flag does not go up. Eckersley's been forced back towards his own halfway line, but finds the goal scorer Ledgerwood. Galvayo, now Correa. They're keeping the ball well here, Edmonton. Push it back towards Watson. Kosana charging him down, but got it out of his feet to find Diakite. Diakite going forward, pass to the left-hand side, and Galvayo onto his left foot, driven the ball low into the box. Freeman gets a touch on it, and it's cleared by Zatella to Arango. Arango's pass into the path of Kosana, full of running. Fresh pair of legs as a substitute. Now Diosa. Checks in field to Zatella again, but that one's gone straight to Van Oekel, who will pick it up and just buy a couple of seconds there for his team with about 7 minutes left of normal time. He's thrown it out quickly to Gustavo.
Borrow a line from a famous movie. For all the people who are coming here, maybe your first FC Edmonton game, are you not entertained? There's been a lot to watch in this game. A lot of things have gone on.
Been a good one on the dip. It's not over yet. Cross coming into the box. Gustavo's there. He's got support from Nicklaw. Nicklaw with a good crossing chance here from the right. He chose to drive it in. Headed away by New York, but Nicklaw gets it back, and now Ledgerwood. Edgewood takes a touch, then onto his left boot. Oh, and that's a scorching drive. And somewhat took Mauer by surprise, and everyone else too. Thought it was his weaker foot, but you wouldn't know it.
It did. I think that ball started to take a massive right turn after it left the foot of Nick Ledgerwood, and it just kept bending and bending and swerving, and eventually forced Mauer into a diving stop.
Well, it's hard to explain. This looks like a different team in the second half for Edmonton's point of view.
I tell you, the way that these two teams have created scoring chances, the way that this game has gone today, it's time for Commissioner Bill Peterson to figure a way to get these teams to play each other more times in the season.
Yeah, great advert for the league, this. Kosana winning the ball back. This could go either way as Arango plays it into the penalty area. It's that man Van Oekel again, patrolling the box with expertise for Edmonton. And we are into the last 5 minutes at Clark Stadium. Eckersley pushing it past his man on the left-hand side. He's got Galvayo ahead of him. Just tries to push it down the line to Galvayo, who's controlled the ball well. And he's just been muscled out of it there. But wins it back with a sliding tackle. The referee says unfairly. It's a New York free kick. And another substitution by New York here.
Moffat coming into the game. I have to say, it's only obviously going to be a short debut for Pedro Galvayo, but I have to say I like what I've seen so far.
Almost scored on his first touch.
We're going to have a look here at this lucky Kosana chance that we thought for sure had given the Cosmos a 2-1 lead, and Nicholas just tracking back, cutting behind the keeper and just hoping the ball hits him, and it does.
And he struck it well too. It wasn't like it was bobbling in there. That was zooming towards goal.
I mean, there was nothing that, if Nicholas not just in the right spot, he's not going to stop that ball. There's no way he has time to move to it or adjust. He's just running to a spot. He's running it on the goal line saying, I hope I go to a spot and just take away a bit of the net. And that little bit of the net he took away ends up being the spot. And really, if it doesn't hit him square, it's going to bounce off his shins and go in anyways. But it hits him just square, and it bounces right back out. And it doesn't bounce to a New York player.
Still, you've got to give him credit. Great presence of mind to go back there to look for that chance.
I think in the second half, it's been the best 45 minutes Nicholas has played as an FC Edmonton player. I think the first half for a lot of them, you can't say it's a complete game because, clearly the Eddies weren't up to speed in the first half. We're talking about 45-minute stretches.
Eckersley making a good break on the left wing. Cross coming into the penalty area. Just misses Aniobi. And is a touch strong. Picked up by Dioso. Plays a 1-2 with Iosi up the left-hand side. That's nice football. And here's Zitella now. Looking for an overlapping run on the right-hand side by Bova, who has worked himself a throw-in. Getting a touch on that one, but Kosana heading it towards goal again.
I think Kosana would be better off letting that go. I know your striker's instincts take over, but if he lets that go, they get a corner.
Really good impact since he's been brought on though, Kosana. He's looked bright. Big kick by Van Oekel through the middle. Aniobi chasing it again.
I tell you though, there'll be a few Cosmos players who aren't going to sleep well tonight. Talked about Guinzatti. I think Kosana is going to join him in the tossing and turning tonight, thinking about chances on goal. But how did I not score?
And they'll all be thinking a little bit about Matt Van Oekel and the saves he's made in this match to keep that score at 1-0 in the first half when Edmonton, as Colin Miller said, were absolute rubbish. He'll be a lot happier with the second half performance. There's about a minute of normal time, and there may be some stoppages as well. Still time for this to go either way, though. Diakite sending Korea forward with a long ball up the right channel. Mendez is trying to just jockey it out, and the Eddie has to play it. Korea puts him under pressure, and it's a throw-in for Edmonton. It's taken quickly. Here's Gustavo. Oh, he's made a little turn on the edge of the box there, but Dioza does well to take the ball away from him. It's back, though, with Nicklaw, and now Korea again. Dustin Korea playing a nice pass along the deck for Eckersley. He's going to try his luck. Once charged down. And Eckersley's got the ball back. Now Galvayo pushes it out to Fordyce. Fordyce will keep it in play. He's going to just put the ball in the box. Up goes Amiobi. Very good playing by Maurer. Full credit to the New York goalkeeper there. He came a long way, but he did well.
For the Cosmos, they'll be thinking, wow, we gave them a 2-goal lead in Tampa in the second half, and now give up another one, albeit a 1-goal lead.
There were going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Potential for the Cosmos to turn what could have been 6 points in the last 2 games. It's just 2. This second half is played at such a high pace that
Korea chasing away down the right-hand side again. There's a break on. If you can find Amiobi through the middle, it's a great pass. Amiobi's been forced a little wide, but tries the shot. Here's the chance, and that's it. It's Daryl Fordyce in injury time, and FC Edmonton are 2-1 up and back from the dead against the New York Cosmos.
What a comeback. What character shown by the Eddies. And, you know, you got to give Tomi Amiobi credit. He's not going to appear on the score sheet, but he's basically set up 2 goals by one hitting the post and creating an easy rebound, and now forcing Maurer into a very good save, but he pushes it right into the path of Fordyce. And you know what? Daryl Fordyce is every sport player is going to score that 100 times out of 100. That's on a platter. Maurer knows at this point that the goal's going in. You can see he's already got his arms and he knows what's going to happen. But what a comeback by the Eddies, and what a collapse by the Cosmos.
What a finish to this match.
What a collapse by the Cosmos. What a win. It's not over yet. But boy, will the Eddies. Tomi Amiobi's made a huge difference in this game since he's come into this game. And again, we can't speak enough about the work that Matt Van Oekel did, holding his team in a game that really they could have been lights out of at 45 minutes.
Well, Colin Miller said it could have been 3 or 4, didn't he? Down to New York at the end of the first half. As it was 1-0, and that made the game still within reach. But what a comeback this has been. This is up there with probably one of the best games in recent memory.
This is one of those games where you start thinking, you know, where people start looking at FC Edmonton around the league and start saying they're a contender. This is a team that, you know, is not a team that's just trying to scrap into the playoffs. This is the kind of game that makes a statement where they say, we want to be in there in November. We want to be playing for a trophy. We want to be playing for the big one. It's the kind of character that you show coming back in a game that you really are very sluggish coming out of the gate. And you come back.
Well, there's a reason why FC Edmonton had won 6 in a row at home, and we're going for the 7th tonight, and they're a tough nut to crack, and New York are finding that out tonight. The equalizing goal from Legendwood. Fordyce giving them the lead in injury time, and we're deep into stoppage time now.
It looks like one of the Cosmos' assistants has been sent off. He's been told to leave the bench area.
And that's it. 3 points for FC Edmonton, coming from behind against the New York Cosmos to register a 2-1 victory in a pulsating match at Clark Stadium. A thrilling comeback, and this game had everything. Fordyce with the winning goal, deep in injury time, after Ledgerwood had hauled them back into it. All of this after a first half that Coach Colin Miller described as absolute rubbish.
Well, I gotta tell you, whatever he said to the team at halftime, I hope they recorded it, because maybe that they can use that talk again, because it worked. Whatever he said struck a chord. I mean, these are professional players. They know that they weren't good enough in the first half, but to roar back the way that they did. But I gotta tell you, the Cosmos still had chances in the second half, and that, to me, the turning point of the game is that Duke breakaway. Van Oekel swipes it off his foot, and then the Eddies come right back down the field and they tie the game. And then, of course, Kasana hitting Nicola on the goal line. So just so much going on in this game. So back and forth. Wildly entertaining game.
Amazing finish.
Just a fantastic game. We said, just a fantastic advertisement for this league. And for the fans that came out here, I'd say, like, you wouldn't have a pulse if you didn't think that thing was, what you just watched was, brought you out of your seat.
Well, the home fans really enjoying this, many of them staying. And feature of the games here, the fans get to come on the pitch and sign autographs with the players at full time. That'll be happening momentarily here. Let's see, FC Edmonton owner Tom Fath is on the pitch celebrating with the players. And Colin Miller, especially, there is the owner of the club. And what a moment this must be for him, too.
Yeah, and it's, as I said, this is one of those signpost moments. It's a game where you feel that the Eddies are making a statement, because they were down. They were bloody. They weren't very good in the first half. And yet they found something within themselves to pull this, not only to a draw, but to win it.
Well, we are going to bring you interviews with both coaches, beginning with the New York coach. He's just getting wired up there and is ready to talk to us, Giovanni Savarese. Steve.
Coach Savarese, maybe a game with some missed opportunities for your team.
You said it. I mean, we missed too many opportunities. We need to be a little more ambitious to finish those opportunities that we had, plenty of them. And then also, we cannot give a goal like that at the last second of the game. It's been too many already for our team, and we need to have a little more character towards the end of the game in order to be able to pull a better finish from a match that in a lot of the match we had the control.
You had a Duke on a breakaway. You had Kasana basically hit Nicola on the goal line with a shot. Do you feel that maybe just Lady Luck wasn't shining on you today?
I don't believe in bad luck. I just think that we have to execute, and either you execute or you don't. We didn't today.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Giovanni Savarese, well, again, as Colin Miller was at halftime, pretty honest with his team there, not putting it down to luck, but in fact saying that, I think you have to admit that they did squander some chances there. You can see a wry smile from Colin Miller as he gets mic'd up there. You can see the fans behind that goal just lapping this one up. What a moment for the Edmonton supporters, and Daryl Fordyce going over there to celebrate with them. A sweet moment for him, an injury time goal to give 3 points for FC Edmonton. 7 home wins on the trot. Let's talk to Colin Miller. Colin, I suppose the key question here is, what did you say at halftime?
I'm sorry, guys. It's a family channel, and if I had $1 for every swear box that was in there, I'd be a very wealthy man at the moment, I can assure you. But what a response from our players. This is what we're all about, is this, the character, the determination, the quality of the passing, getting up to the ball, winning tackles, winning headers. It was about everything about that in the second half. And, against the best team in the league, Matt Van Oekel stood in his head, and I said if he was a drinker, I'd buy him a pint tonight. Well, a half pint anyways. But I just thought it was a fantastic show of character yet again from our club. Don't want to get carried away, but we've got a huge game now on Sunday, and let's hope we can make it 8. But what a response from our players here tonight. I'm so proud of them. The fans played their part as well, got right behind the team, and I'm so grateful that we've got the 3 points. But I just hopefully on Sunday we don't rely on Big Matt as often as we did here tonight.
Yeah, great stuff. Well done, Colin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Colin Miller, pretty thrilled, not really willing to elaborate about exactly what he said, but he sort of summed up there, charging down the tackles, pressing, getting stuck in. He talked about how his team stood off in the first half.
Absolutely, and just a great show of character by this club in the second half. said they just didn't have it going for them in the first, but they found that gear in the second half, and they attacked New York. And I tell you, they wouldn't be in that position if it wasn't for big Matt Van Oekel, because another big game for the big man today.
Well, let's hear from the FC Edmonton goalkeeper, Matt Van Oekel, joining us on the pitch. Well played, Matt. Just tell us about what made the difference in the second half for your team today.
Well, we were flat coming out the first half when we gave up a silly goal right off the beginning. And you know what? We responded at halftime. Colin riled us up quite a bit. And we came out firing. So, I mean, a great job by Tommy stepping on today. I count that as 2 assists for him. And then Daryl getting a great finish. And then same with Ledge. So, I mean, those guys, those are the men of the match for me today. Getting goals and stuff like that. It was always the fun stuff. So.
Well, you talk about them being man of the match, but we're seeing some of the highlights of your saves here. Just tell us about your own performance today.
Oh, it was fun, you know, keeping the ball out of the net for the most part and making it difficult for them to score. That's my job. So, yeah, it was. I'm pleased with my performance overall and stuff like that. So, I don't know if Jackson is, but yeah, it was a fun day at the office.
Well done, Matt.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, well done. And there's his boy Jackson. He looks pretty happy to see him as well. He's on TV and he's happy with his dad.
A fun day at the office. I don't know if Colin Miller thinks leaving your goalie to dry a couple times is a fun day at the office, but it worked out well for the Eddies. And again, just a fantastic game. It was a fantastic game to call and a fantastic game to watch today.
Let's look back at the save of the game from that man there, Matt Van Oekel.
We'd have a hard time picking this one, save of the game, because there's been a few that we could say. This is the one.
Well, this is the one we've gone with, and it was pretty good timing for him coming off the line.
Yeah, he comes in, and if he doesn't time this just perfect, we know what's happening. It's going to be a penalty kick and a red card if he doesn't get this just right, and he does get it just right. Takes the ball off Duke's foot, and then a minute later, the Eddies go down and they tie the game.
Could have been a fingertip save in the first half. It could have been several others, and he's pretty happy. Little kiss from his boy there as he celebrates 3 points that he had a huge hand in today for FC Edmonton. Now, the standings looking better and better for the Eddies after their 7th straight home win. And there we see the overall standings. Still got a game in hand on the Cosmos. They've played the same number as Indy and just 1 point behind.
Yeah, and Indy's got their playoff spot, though. So you know that the Eddies, and you look at where they are in the fall season, they can jump up in the standings. They keep their wins at home, just get some results on the road. They're going to be there at the end. And again, these are the kind of things around the league, people are going to start saying, this team, you can't beat them at home. It's a terrible road trip. If everyone dreads that road trip to Edmonton, well, then the Eddies are in there with a shout.
What a game today for FC Edmonton. Let's look back on the highlights from tonight's victory over the New York Cosmos. These are worth watching, brought to you by medical imaging consultants. And, well, this is not good watching. Nice football, but what are Edmonton doing there?
Yeah, just cut wide open. There's no one in the middle of the park to cut off the pass to Arango, who just slots it home.
Couldn't believe the time he had. Neither could the players in the build-up.
And then the chances keep coming for the Cosmos. But there's a problem for the Cosmos. His name is Matt Van Oekel. Their fingertip save off the goalpost.
That's a great save.
It's a fantastic save. He's got to reach almost behind him to get just enough on the ball. And Gwenzati wasn't done being robbed by Matt Van Oekel.
Far too easy again here, though, for Gwenzati, but Van Oekel there to save his defense again.
Yeah, just dives to the right direction. Makes another great save. And here we see Jimmy Maurer with a really good save on Shameen Shom, who I thought had a very good second half till he came off.
That was a sign of things to come. The first shot on target, Edmonton started to build.
There's Tomi Amiobi with the header. And as Matt Van Oekel said, he considers that Amiobi had 2 assists today. Might not show up because of rebounds. And here's the Duke on his own. Matt Van Oekel says, "You're not cutting around me." And then right after New York should have made it 2-0, they don't. Amiobi hits the post, goes to Nick Ledgerwood, buries a chance. It's 1-1. I'll tell you, this game didn't slow down at all after that. You thought maybe these teams take a breather? They didn't. it still kept going back and forth. Here we see Kosana chesting it down, and Nikla off the line. And this sets up the 90th, and as Savarese said, how do we give up a chance like this in the 90th minute?
Amiobi doing extremely well, though, shooting it across the goalkeeper. That's what they tell you to do. He got the rebound, and Fordyce wasn't going to miss that one. That's a happy coach there.
I know he said that Daryl Fordyce is the best finisher on the team, but really everyone on the team should finish that chance. Yeah. It was just wonderfully done, though. But you got to be in the right position to score, and he followed that chance up. He followed it up, went for the far post, knew where to be. So it's about being in the right spot.
He's definitely in the right spot tonight, and they'll be hoping that he'll be in the right spot again on Sunday. FC Edmonton back in action here against the Carolina Railhawks as their push for the playoff continues. Sunday 2 p.m. kickoff. Join us for that one as well, and you can get tickets at fcedmonton.com. This has got to rank as one of the sweetest nights, I think, probably for FC Edmonton.
It's a very entertaining game tonight too, and I think it's not just about the result. It's not just about where you are in the standings, but I see a lot of new faces in the stands tonight, and I think a lot of them will be back because I think they'll really enjoy what they saw tonight.
Ledgerwood could have been punished at one end for giving that pass away, but Duke missed a chance, and then he scores within a minute, and then there's the winning goal. Daryl Fordyce, what a moment. Inside the 6-yard box, practically an open goal, and his coach, Colin Miller, thrilled with that, as are the fans. Great game tonight. Thank you for joining us. Glad you could be part of it, and we're happy we were too. Good night.